Never in modern history has a sitting president campaigned from the White House, a political symbol that's supposed to be for all Americans.
I profoundly accept this nomination for President of the United States.
But Donald Trump has again broken with precedent as he accepted the Republican Party's nomination and attacked his Democratic rival, Joe Biden.
This is the most important election in the history of our country.
Trump spoke for more than an hour, painting an apocalyptic picture of a Biden presidency. He told voters his opponent was campaigning as a Democrat, but would usher in an ideology much further left than any other liberal candidate.
Your vote will decide whether we protect law-abiding Americans or whether we give free rein to violent anarchists and agitators and criminals who threaten our citizens.
Trump touted what he saw as some of his administration's successes in foreign policy.
I could not sit by as career politicians let other countries take advantage of us on trade, borders, foreign policy, and national defense.
On domestic policy, even as Trump has scored low marks from American voters for his pandemic response, with more than 180,000 Americans dead, Trump argued Biden will not make things better.
Instead of following the science, Joe Biden wants to inflict a painful shutdown on the entire country. His shutdown would inflict unthinkable and lasting harm on our nation's children, families, and citizens of all backgrounds.
As he spoke, more than 1,000 guests, most of them not wearing a mask, sat shoulder to shoulder, ignoring the White House's own social distancing guidelines. Earlier in the day, Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris hit back, charging Trump didn't do enough in the early days of the pandemic to protect Americans.
All we needed was a competent president, one who was willing to listen, willing to lead, take responsibility, have a plan, do their job.
Harris also accused Trump of stoking racial divisions. Absent from Trump's speech was any mention of Jacob Blake, the man shot in the back last weekend in Wisconsin by a white police officer, even though the incident has caused nights of protests and the shutdown of the country's biggest sports leagues. And in true Trump fashion, his speech and the convention ended literally with a bang. But in an attempt to drown out the festivities, protesters marched through the streets around the White House, demanding justice and vowing to do all they could to prevent Trump's re-election. But Donald Trump is undeterred by the pushback. In an effort to build momentum following his acceptance speech, he's immediately hitting the campaign trail. On Friday, he'll travel to the U.S. state of New Hampshire to hold his first political rally since the Republican National Convention. Kimberly, Halkett, Al Jazeera, the White House.